Hello and welcome to the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 13, presented by me, Sammy ASMR. If you're watching the podcast for the first time, this is a creator-focused podcast series where I sit down with other ASMR creators across the space and I talk to them all about their channel, their personal life, and basically everything in between. And yeah, today I am joined by the lovely Carol ASMR.
Hello there.
So for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Carol, I have a quick summary of who she is and what she's about. Carol is a Spanish creator with, and I'm just going to say this, 100,000 subscribers. I'm speaking it into existence. She currently has over 250 videos on her channel, and to be precise, because I counted them all, 273. She's been uploading. Now, this is an estimate, which we'll confirm, but I think for nearly 3 years now, which is amazing. She's a veteran in this space. And I normally at this point try to summarize the videos or like the style of videos that the creator puts out on their channel. But if you know Carol, or maybe you don't, she literally does anything and everything when it comes to ASMR. So she is a jack of all trades, and that's what makes her amazing, basically. And as well as being mainly a Spanish speaking channel, she does also have a English channel that is dedicated to English speaking uploads as well. Well, that's a boring summary. And Carol is about to give a better one. So, Carol, who are you today?
Wow.
The
I
big
thought
one.
we were ready for this question, but I'm really not.
No.
I think I'm a hopeful Carol today. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I think it sounds nice enough, and it sounds like mysterious. Not like I haven't prepared anything for it.
No.
I like it. It's good.
Short and sweet. No, we like that. So yeah, if you're new to the podcast, basically how this works is there's a past, a present, and a future section. Some bits will kind of intertwine with other sections, but for the most part, yeah, we're going to start from the past and work towards the future. And yeah, so the first thing I wanted to know was, were you actually born and raised in Spain? And if so, what was it like growing up for you? Were you like a city or like a countryside girl? And then kind of like, can you touch on like any of the cultural differences as well between Spain and like England?
Oh yes, that's an interesting one. I was born in Malaga, so
Nice.
it's a city by the sea, so right by the coast, and it's a city, but it's actually where I'm from. It's not Malaga. Malaga is like the big one next to it.
Okay.
I'm from another one
I
that
get you.
will be amazing to hear you pronounce.
Oh
It's
no.
Fuengirola.
Oh, that-
Fuengirola. So it's a city, but it's not too big. So
mhm.
it's I think a medium size. And it was really good, and it's very beautiful, and it's a very famous place for Brits to go on
On holiday.
holidays.
Yeah.
And yes, every summer it's just flooded by the Brits.
Too many tourists.
But I think that's basically the first thing that got me into English. I think is it's a very international place,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about the differences. What you said. Well, I think that in Spain we live more of a fast-paced life, more like, but at the same time slower. I
Hmm.
don't know. It's like we do all these things quicker and probably messier,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we take our time to relax and go to the beach and everything, and siesta, fiesta,
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I've just noticed that I really like it in England, by the way. I know it's gonna sound bad, but it's not.
No, that sounds good.
I really like it in England and English people. But I found that they're like more closed, like they're not that open as
Yeah.
Spanish people, like what I'm used to.
Hmm.
Um,
I definitely
but
agree.
they just take a little bit more time. I think that like shy, I will
Yeah.
say, compared to Spanish people.
Yeah. It's funny you say that about definitely about the pace of things as well. I had Maya ASMR on a couple of episodes ago, and obviously
Mhm,
she's from Portugal, and it's kind of the
mhm,
same type of things that she was talking about as well. It just seems like because I've been on holiday myself to both Spain and Portugal, and things seem a just bit more like close knit, like community orientated a bit more in them
mhm.
countries. And I think yeah, people in the UK take just a little bit more to get them out the shells.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good that you're complimenting it, and we'll definitely get onto like a bit more of that stuff. But I kind of wanted to know, like, obviously, growing up in Spain, did you know what
Mhm.
you wanted to be growing up? Did you study like did you go to university and stuff or not?
I did.
You did.
Actually, I did took the wrong path. That sounds that sounds weird and bad.
Yeah,
I didn't mean it like
it
that.
sounds
I didn't mean
ominous.
it like that. I'm sorry. I lived in the streets. No, I mean that I did went to university, but I studied something that I studied English philology. Literally, I studied English. That was
Oh,
my
okay.
degree. But um, I should have studied um, something more like dramatic arts because I always wanted to be an actress.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was in that time of my life that I was listening to everyone around me except myself, the
Mm-hmm.
things that you do when you are a teenager.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. So yeah,
So
and
did you?
I studied
Uh,
English.
yeah. Was that kind of like as like you say people were influencing that? Was that driven a lot by like your parents and stuff like that? Were they the type of parents to be like, okay, this is what you need to do? Or
Not really. Like my parents have never been like, you need to do this and you're going to do this. Never
okay,
like that.
that's good.
But they were obviously concerned about my future. But they were like, you can study whatever you want. But other people, like parents or friends and other friends, those kind of comments about, oh, you're not gonna go get anywhere doing that or something like
Yeah.
that. So it's like, what if they're right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't do it.
you definitely yeah, and I think with people I grew up in England as well, it's the same thing. You know, if you say that you kind of want to do like a career in arts or drama or anything like
Mm.
that, it's like these adults, it's just like sets alarm bells off in their head, and they're like, oh
Oh
no,
god.
like you can't do this. And I
Yeah.
think that sucks really. I think you should just follow what you're passionate about, and that way you'll just be happy.
Mhm.
So that's a shame that you didn't get to do it.
I
Have
know
you?
that now.
Have you do you still like try to explore like that side of things? Do you go to like any
Oh,
drama
yeah.
classes or anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, totally, yeah, I did try to retake it a few times, in life, and there was always something getting in the middle, so I didn't get to do it, like, full time,
Hmm.
but now I'm checking into, doing it here in England, so
Yeah.
probably maybe next year, I'll go to uni, like,
That'll
I'm
be
a
great.
teenager again.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So how did you actually come about moving to the UK? Can you tell me about like that process, how that went down?
Well, Spain is amazing, but everyone thinks so because they always go on holidays. You never,
You don't get the true
um,
Spain.
yeah, don't go there to work. And a few actually English people or British people that I know from back in when I was in Spain, they really get like I don't know like cold water over their heads when they spend a few months over there because
Hmm.
the work life situation is not really good. I don't know. It's everything like very illegal. Like you work 1,000 hours, they don't pay you for extra hours. They fire you without you know um, a reason,
Yeah.
and there's like all these things that are awful. Like, and at some point, I was like, I remember I was turning 24 and I had like a 25 or 30s crisis, Like, what am I doing with my life? What am I going? I was like coming into
Hmm.
the full 30s crisis like I'm not where I wanted to be, but I was 24. So I was like, okay, I think I need to change something. And I talked to my partner, and I was like, I think we need to move to England. And he's English, so it was very easy for him.
Ah, okay.
Um, yeah.
So he'd
So
moved from the UK to Spain to work, and then that's how you met.
no, no, not
Oh,
at all. He was born in Spain,
oh, okay.
but both his parents are Brummies.
Ah, oh, okay.
And he went to an English school there, like an international school. I don't know, there are thousands because there's people from basically everywhere,
Yeah,
but mainly British. Um, so he was there all his life, but then he went to England to do his went to uni,
yeah.
and that's when he came back. Is how we met. I don't know what I'm talking about, Jay, but Jay, I'm talking about you. You're welcome. But yeah, so I talked to him and I was like, I told him about my panic attacks and how anxious I was and that I hated my job and he was hating his job
Hmm.
because we were treated so badly and not what I was saying. So we decided that, and he has some family here, so we came and we stay with at first with some family of his.
Yeah. And obviously, by the sounds of things, it's definitely like a better situation and stuff, and like a better environment for you guys.
Work wise, it is.
Work
The
wise, it is.
first year it was tough
Hmm.
because um, Birmingham, the southeast of Spain.
Yeah.
So
That's
that lack of vitamin D and actually a clear sky, it's difficult to get adjusted, you know.
yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah, totally. It was. But well, I survived.
Yeah. You're still a bit paler.
Oh my god, yes, yes. Well, I'm getting some sun now. I'm getting some sun now.
Yeah, we're in the summer months, so it's tanning
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
You've got to get
totally.
every ray.
Every
Um,
time there's like a bit of a ray of sun, I'm outside in the garden, like I'm here, hit me.
yeah.
So I don't.
You're sitting there with all these different mirrors trying to.
Totally.
um, okay, so it's kind of hard to look at your channel. And I always notice this. So it says your channel started in 2008, which I know doesn't mean that you started uploading in 2008.
No,
That means,
no,
though, that you were a big YouTube fan because obviously, you know, 2008 is pretty early on for YouTube.
it is. It really
So
is.
yeah, I want to I want to explore that part first before we talk about ASMR. Did you? I'm guessing you were a massive YouTube fan, right? Because obviously you've been on the platform since 2008. And what? Yeah.
It was more because I used it for music
Oh,
than
okay.
actual videos. I mean, yeah, I used to watch ASDF movie and stuff like that, videos like funny videos like that,
Yeah.
obviously. But it was more because I used to do like playlists and music, and
Oh, that's
I
cool.
always enjoyed editing.
Uh-huh.
What I love the most about like the process of making an ASMR video is the editing part.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it is because I'm like I'm not stressing of how I look or what I'm doing or if it's relaxing enough. I'm just editing, and
Yeah.
if I don't like something, I clip it out. So by that time, 2008, I created a video lyrics. So I had this song from Tony Bennett. It's called "The Way You Look Tonight,"
Okay.
and I made like a lyrics, and it got like a 1 million views.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. It made no sense. I mean, over like 8 years.
Yeah. It just
But
kept on
it was
growing.
like I checked once, like after 5 years, something like that. I never even looked at it, and I was like, "What happened there?"
I bet that was a big shock.
Yeah, and I had like 500 subscribers, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should do something." And that's how I started. I was like, "Oh, maybe I should do something with this account. Maybe I should do something on YouTube." I don't know, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, obviously, but
Yeah. Um,
after a while, yeah.
yeah, because I think most people, when I talk about that, it's kind of like, because I think in the early days, most people went on YouTube for kind of like comedy sketch videos and just
Mm,
comedy videos in general. Maybe like there's a program in the UK called You've Been Framed. I don't know if
mm.
you've seen that before.
No, I
but it's like
haven't.
home videos of people doing like stupid things, and like
Oh
that
gosh.
was what YouTube was for me back then. So but it's interesting to see that other side of things, how you kind of used it for music. That's really interesting.
Mm,
So yeah, I guess at that point, so you've been on YouTube since 2008. At what
mm.
point did you come across ASMR? Can you remember that first experience and remember that first video that you watched?
Well, my family is Argentinian. My goodness, this is gonna be a long story. My family is Argentinian, right?
Hmm.
And there was this big crisis in 2007, and it was still on in 2012. So I came to live in England, and I worked as an au pair for 6 months. But the family was awful, so I came back. I tried to work in Spain. It went bad. I went to Argentina with my parents. Um,
Wow.
yeah, 2013 that was. And when I came back, because I made the impossible to save money and to be able to come back to Spain because I didn't want to live in Argentina.
Hmm.
Um, so my brother um, showed me one day talked to me about ASMR because I was having trouble in sleeping because I was very stressed and everything. And I was like, oh, people that whisper to you, that's
You,
creepy.
yeah.
Why? He was like really into it, and he's not someone. I don't know. It was something that I should take seriously because it was coming from him.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'll try it. But I remember just using it like once in a while. I remember watching some um, videos from ASMR Psychist, like ASMR for those who can get tingles.
Yeah.
It's a very big one of his. Um, and I remember that I didn't like Chibi. I remember coming across her videos and I was like, oh, she talks too fast. And I didn't like it. Now I'm such a huge fan. It was like,
I I have the
forgive me, goddess.
you've helped me with my clickbait title now. I can title it Carol ASMR
Totally.
hates on Juby.
Yeah, totally. You can totally use that. I mean, I didn't hate on her, but I
No,
remember
no, no.
just, like when you're scrolling and checking videos out when you just want to sleep and you're like, I was like, no, not my type. No, not my
She
type.
just keeps coming up because she's like so popular. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, she doesn't relax me. And then I found her face touching videos. That was how I fell in love with her.
That's when the GB addiction started.
It started, yeah, really badly.
So like you went at first from being kind of like, this is weird, this is kind of creepy to like,
Yeah.
okay, this can like help me sleep, help me calm down.
Mm.
Was it a mental outlet for you? Like a mental health
Yeah,
outlet?
yeah, because I always had trouble sleeping, and because when I was little, well, I always had sleep paralysis.
Oh wow.
So since I was little, I was very scared of the dark
Mm-hmm.
more than any child because I knew that if I was going to sleep, then I was going to get sleep paralysis. And in the middle of the night, I was going to open my eyes, not being able to move, and then see a shadow on the room or hear something because you're still half asleep.
That's crazy.
So I was like always having trouble to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't get it as much now, thank God. But it was very awful. So yeah, it was just to try to sleep and to calm myself down because I'm always like very hyper. So that I don't know, I cannot just close my eyes and be like, okay, I'm gonna sleep. No.
Yeah.
If I'm watching something that slowly calms me down and gets me into the zone, and I never really, not very often, I fall asleep to a video. I just because I want to leave my phone on or throw it out of the bed or something.
Yeah.
But it gets me on that zone, so I just turn it off when I'm in that zone. And
So do you still rely on like that now? I know you said the sleep paralysis has gotten better, but
mm,
do you still need ASMR at this point to make you sleep?
there's a problem when you work on something you love,
Hmm.
and it's that it and now it's more like work for me. So I do it. I try some days to give like I don't know dedicate some nights to be like, okay, I'm listening to ASMR tonight because I loved it and I used to do it every night.
Hmm.
And now because it reminds me, oh, I need to upload a video. oh, I haven't talked to this person. Oh, I haven't replied comments in 3 days or something like that.
Yeah.
It gives me more anxiety than anything.
Hmm.
So sometimes I have to like take some space from it and then come back and be like, okay, I'm in a good headspace today. I'm not going to get into a panic attack or compare myself to others. So today I'm gonna just enjoy it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I know what you're speaking to there. It's I don't think I've had it to that level, but I
Mm,
think I've had it to where it's weird. Like I can't watch. I haven't thought about it as to why, but I can't watch. You know, big ASM artists like your GBs, your Frivies that I used to watch as just a viewer. I can't. I don't know. I can't watch it anymore. It's so weird. I haven't thought about why that is, but I never end up watching their videos anymore, and I mean, it kind of sucks, but like it's definitely similar to what you're talking about there for sure.
mm.
So the next thing obviously is you know you've kind of fell in love with ASMR at this point. What clicked in your head to say, okay, I want to do this myself now? What was the motivations there behind starting the channel?
Um, I don't know. Let me get back to 2008
You're gonna
and
go through the
18.
files.
Yeah. Let me find the file. I just got very silly. I just got like I just smile because I don't know, and I caught myself smiling at what you said. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing actually something that I love. That's so weird for someone, you know. I'm getting deep in here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, we're good.
Um,
This is where we get deep. We get emotional.
yeah. But it was 2018, and I had decided that we were moving to uh, England because we were moving in August. And around April, I got like, well, that I don't know, beginning of the year, I got like really into Sophie Michelle. My big loves of ASMR are gentle whispering and
Hmm.
Sophie Michelle, because she seems like so vulnerable in her videos. She opened herself to strangers, and she's so delicate.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had always that thought in the back of my head about what should I do with this YouTube channel. I could actually do something, but I don't know, never thought. The problem is that I thought that YouTubers were these selfish, stupid people that make just they hit their heads for likes.
Hmm.
In that time, at that time, not now, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, I don't want to be a YouTuber, you know. And then, yeah, it was like, oh, those idiots, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I, I would really like to show myself from that time, you know, like my
Just
channel now, like
yeah.
you are one.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, and then I was watching one of her videos one night, and then I was like, oh my god, I could make a YouTube channel
you can
that
do
is
this.
literally about helping people sleep. Like that's so wholesome.
It is. Yeah.
I was like, that I should totally do that. And that's how. So it's Sophie Michelle's fault.
Yeah. No, we love Sophie Michelle, a fellow UK ASM artist as well. And she's on the waiting list for this. I got to get her on soon.
Oh yes.
But did you? I always ask this question, and I don't expect people to say that they do. But did you have any early expectations going into the channel, or was it more just like this is something I really love, and it sounds fun to do it myself, so I'm just going to do it and see how it goes? Or did you set yourself any expectations?
Not really, not that
No.
I remember.
Hmm.
I started in November 2018, and I was like, I'm gonna try to build something, a community,
Yeah.
something that I don't know, people that are, I don't know, like mini me's, I suppose, like
Hmm.
someone that I can talk to. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get to 100,000 this year, you know? Like I
Yeah.
never, I knew that I wanted to make something serious. Like I wasn't doing that as a hobby, you know? Like it wasn't like I'm just gonna do this when I'm bored and then get bored of it and leave it. It was more like I want to do something serious, but I know that I'm gonna have to go slowly because I have to work. So,
Yeah, it's time consuming. Did
mm,
you and it's funny because my last three guests, including you, have all been how do I say, like non-English. So I've had a German creator on. I had Maya on, who's Portuguese, and obviously you, Spanish. Did you like have a conversation with yourself before you started to say? And I know most of your videos were at the start were like, half English, half Spanish, or whatever. There was like a mixture of both. But did you like talk to yourself and say, I think maybe I want to film them all in Spanish, or I think maybe I want to film them all in English? Was that a conversation that you had, or did you just not think about that?
that was more of a business, moment for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Until that time, I was making mainly videos on English, in English. Um, there was like 9 out of 10 were in English, and I will make like some mixtures and then in Spanish. And I was checking that the few ones that I had in Spanish were really doing well compared to the other ones. So I was like, well, 1,000 views or 10,000 views. And I was like, so that was, um, when was that? That was 2020, wasn't it? I would love late 2020. Don't we love 2020?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was like talking to someone that I knew back then that had a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I don't know, we were talking about this. And I was like, I don't know what to do because um, I know that my English speakers are not going to understand the Spanish ones. My Spanish ones don't watch the English ones.
Yeah.
So I have people that are not going to click on the videos as they come out because they're going to be like, well, I don't speak that language. I don't want to watch it. And that's going to hurt my channel
Mm-hmm.
because if they don't click on it, then YouTube shows it to less people.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll make like I think I did like a poll or something on the
Oh,
channel,
okay.
but I knew
You
I
knew
knew
straight away.
Spanish
Yeah.
Spanish was going to win. And then after that I opened the English one because I watch ASMR in English. I don't
Yeah.
watch it in Spanish.
You
So
wanted to,
I was
yeah.
like, but I want to do it. So that one is more like a hobby. Like I have it there. I upload once a week. If I can do this
If you can, yeah.
full time, hopefully next year, um, I'll then upload like more often
More
in the
on there.
English channel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's funny because Maya talked about the same things. With obviously her was Portuguese and English, and obviously she's got the English channel now. And
Mm.
I think in general, if you look at YouTube as a whole, not just ASMR, obviously there's more viewers and there's more drive from your English speaking countries like UK, America, Canada. But I think
Mhm.
in your case, it's probably the English speaking ASMR scene is probably too saturated to the point where there's so much competition. Whereas with the Spanish speaking ones, I think that's where you really shine, obviously. And that's probably why, the views are higher there. So I think it's smart what you've done. And I was going to touch on that a little bit more in the present section, because that's what I noticed. Because in that section, I do like analyze your videos and see like where things started to pick up. And I was like noticing, because I wrote that down myself, that the Spanish ones were doing better. So maybe come back on that. But it's good. It's definitely good to hear. And then the last question for kind of like this thing was, did anyone did anyone inside the community inspire you when you were thinking about starting your own channel? And then again, also, was there anyone outside the community that inspired you to start the channel? Maybe your partner kind of spurred you on, or you had a friend that spurred you on as well. So like inside and outside.
Inside the community, without talking to me, I mean, I was inspired by Sophie Michelle
Right. Yeah.
to create it. Um, when I began, I didn't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't know how to connect with
Yeah.
other people. So I ended up creating what it was called social ASMR, and it was a group chat where all many small creators, we were like, I don't know, not even 1,000 followers. We were like small. We were all together and growing together and like helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on for a while. So that was a really um, good way to get to know some good friends that I have now, like
Hmm.
Funcam. I know him from there because he
Yeah.
wanted to be part of that social ASMR group chat. And
I noticed
Maya, she,
you done
yeah,
a collab with Famcam, right? Like early
yeah,
on. Hmm.
yeah. We used to when I was on Twitch, we used to play there as well. It was really fun.
Nice.
Um, and then Maya as well.
Yeah.
She's like my ASMR bestie,
Yeah.
and I know her also from that time. So
Yeah. I
that
definitely want
was
to
really
touch on that later.
inspiring.
Hmm.
That group chat, yeah.
No, I think it's.
And
Oh, sorry.
oh, that's fine. That's fine. Carry
No, I was gonna
on.
say, it sounds like a really lovely idea what you kind of done there,
Mm,
and like it's maybe something that I need to think about doing myself because I think it's really good how you not only made friends by doing that, but you kind of all supported each other and helped each other. Because I think if you're someone that's contemplated starting a channel or in the process of it, there's so much to think about and go into, and a lot of it, especially on the tech side of things, can be definitely overwhelming.
mm.
So I think to have that group chat there to just kind of, it's more of a safe space because I think people are kind of scared to reach out to other creators and say, I've got this cable, but it's not quite working. Can you give me advice on this? Like that would be really ballsy for someone to do that, I think, because I think there's just a notion where, you don't want to bother these bigger creators. So to have that group chat there and to maybe feel safer to ask them type of things is really good. And that was kind of going to lead me on to say to you, because I don't normally ask this in this part, but or how do I want to word it? Like, do you have any tips for people who are maybe about to start out or just starting out to how do they go about asking other creators for advice and stuff like that without coming across too strong, without, for want of a better word, like harassing them? What's the best way to do that? And should they
Well,
feel
how?
safe in doing that?
Yeah, totally. I think that we put like way too much pressure on us when we are contacting a bigger creator,
Hmm.
and then maybe you get to the subscribers that they used to have when you felt like that back uh, in time, and then you're like, oh, I'm the same
Just the
person. I'm a
same.
normal person.
Hmm.
Like, oh, I was a, I don't know. You just see them like a god.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think the best way to approach someone is just to be polite and nice, and if they get it, I don't know, if they take it in a bad way, well, that's their
That's
problem.
on
Go
them.
to go to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're being nice, like I'm doing this all the time because I have TingleCon. I don't know if you know about that.
I was
And I've
going to
been
ask about that.
approaching,
Hmm.
yeah, I've been like, no, it's 3 years. I've been approaching people to be part of it. And so at the beginning, I was like, I wanted to vomit. Like, oh my God, how am I going to talk to this person? But then
Hmm.
they reply to you when they reply to you, of course, and they are so nice. And you're like, well, I don't know what I was worried about.
Yeah.
It's just a human being. So I don't know. I think people in the ASMR community tend to be nicer than in other communities. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
I don't know,
it's
more
like
open.
it's like a double-edged sword, right? I think everyone's nicer than normal communities, but at the same time, if you're probably part of this community, it's probably because you're a little bit introverted, you're a little bit anxious, and then I
Mm.
think that makes it just harder in the first place to engage in them social interactions because it's just something that we struggle with. I know I struggle with. I don't know if you're the same. Probably you're the same as well. So, um,
I'm an extrovert.
are you? No, okay, okay. Carol's fine. Then she's immune to
um,
this.
I'm, I'm a super extrovert, and I always worked like talking to, like I used to how do you call it, like I used to be an officiant for weddings,
Okay.
like I used to like marry people.
Yeah.
Like not in a city, it wasn't like in a kind of church way, but like,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the
So
word is for
I
myself.
always, yeah, I didn't know how to say it. So I don't know how, I think I'm used to, and I used to do drama all the time, so I'm kind of used to have like a big public and talk to a big public.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, I think this is more a community of introverts. I totally agree on that.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think, you know, a lot of people maybe just don't check the DMs,
Mhm.
especially the bigger creators. Obviously, they probably get flooded with DMs every day. So
Yeah.
if you send them a message and they don't reply, I wouldn't take it to heart. They probably just haven't
No,
seen it.
no.
So that's what I would say on that. But
Mm.
that kind of concludes the past. And like I said, we might go back and touch on stuff in the past as we
That's fine.
go. But this next section is the present. And like I said, for this one, I kind of I try not to look at analytics and stuff like that, but I like seeing, you know, when people started to blow up and mm, um, how they kind of like adapted to their content and to the channel and stuff like that. I think it's fascinating, and I always go right back to the start. So the first thing is you started nearly 3 years ago, right? I think you said November 2018. So we're getting
Mm.
we're getting close to the Carol 3 year anniversary. So we love that.
Yeah.
Is that earliest video that's currently on your channel? Is that actually your first video, or have you removed some of the earlier ones than that? That's my first question, because I know some people do because they find it quite cringe.
I have removed many
Oh,
videos,
okay.
many, but mainly because they were English,
Hmm.
and now the channel is in Spanish. So I think if there are some English in this channel, um, it might be just because it's one of my favorites that I ever done, probably.
Yeah,
Because then I uploaded many of them on my English channel just to have them like
I
separated,
noticed you
like
did that. Yeah.
categories.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what they're gonna be doing here now. But yeah, the one that says, I think it's called something about face touching, and I'm doing like this with my hand.
Yeah.
That's
So
the first
so
one.
that yeah. So the first video that's up is titled "Hand Movements and Slow
Yeah.
Whispers."
Yeah,
Um.
that's my first video ever. Yeah, it is. I left it.
Okay,
I
that is
suppose
the
I left
first.
it because it's my
Okay.
first video, and
Yeah. No.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, it's super cringe, but I think it's nice to look back on and say, like, you know, this is where I came from. And I always watch the creators' first videos, and like obviously the quality for a first video, but like back then especially as well, I think it was the video quality was really good. So was that something that you wanted to? I know you're cringing thinking obviously like your video quality now is like above and beyond better, but I think for a first video, I think it's still good quality. Did did you go into it thinking like I want it to look as good as possible? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally did. I actually waited because I was in Spain. I already knew, like, I don't know, by the beginning of the year, I wanted to open a channel and an ASMR channel. But then we were moving to England, so I was like, I'm not gonna have the time or the money to invest on this. So I was like, well, I moved to England, and when we are settled,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into it.
You'll
And
do it.
then my partner bought me the camera for my birthday. My birthday is in November, um, and everything. So I think he bought it before my birthday actually, because the first video, I think it's from the 5th of November. It's
What?
Bonfire
Well, I
Night.
didn't write that down, but yeah,
Yeah, it's Bonfire Night.
that sounds familiar.
Uh, yeah. Um, and yeah, and I wanted a blue Yeti. I knew that. I was like, I want to at least try to create the type of video that I watch. So a
Hmm.
minimum of quality.
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, I was definitely the same. I think I'm just very meticulous and like a perfectionist, and my brain is just wired that way. And it's like I just have to do it. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes I
Hmm.
can come across as like, oh, this guy's like arrogant, but it's like it's not even that. It's just like I don't want to call it OCD because it's definitely not, because I know how serious I can be. But it's like
Hmm.
it's like until you're
It's
happy.
meticulous, I
Yeah, until you're
suppose.
happy with
Yeah.
it, you're just never gonna upload it in this case. So that was kind of it. Um,
Perfectionist. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny actually because I was thinking, you said about the Blue Yeti, and I think a lot of
Mm.
people who, again, who are getting into ASMR think, okay, I need the Blue Yeti. It's a classic ASMR mic. Um, and I wanted to know your opinion on, because I actually think that the Tascam, I have a DR05X. I think that's a great starting mic as well. You got it.
I have the 40, I think.
Yeah,
DR40 I
because
have.
I think I paid for my Blue Yeti about, I want to say like 110, £120, something like that.
Mm,
But the Tascam mic is actually £75.
mhm.
And yeah, I think if there's anyone watching that is thinking about starting, I think that's a really good mic to start with as well. It's cheaper. It's more mobile than the Blue Yeti. You can have it plugged in, and you can just have it saving to an SD card. Um, what was the other thing? Oh, and if you end up buying like a really a posh what you call it, microphone, like a 3DO,
Mm.
you can actually use the Tascam as a preamp. So
Yeah, that's what I used to do.
that saves you buying that as well.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking about buying a mic to start off with, um, dive into the Blue Yeti if that's what you want to do. But also the Tascam mic's a really good mic as well, and you can just hold it and do it.
Just remember to put your phone on airplane mode, because I had so many
Uh,
audios destroyed because the Tascam picks up every electric thing on the room,
yeah,
and you just hear like bitty beep, bitty beep, bitty beep, bitty beep on the background.
the classic.
And I was like, "Are you serious?"
Mm,
And I had to record, because you know how much we love to re-record ASMR videos.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing, amazing.
No. And then this is kind of what we already talked about the Spanish versus English thing, but I basically made a note to say it looked to me like you started mainly doing English speaking at the
Mhm.
beginning, and your Spanish videos, you were kind of, it looked like you were doing like 75%, 80% English and like the 20% Spanish. Um, but it looked to me like the Spanish ones were finding more success. And when I was like looking at the views, it was kind of like, okay, this video is like 1,000, this video is like 2,000, 3,000. And then you done a medical exam in Spanish and it was like 35,000, which was like a big jump up to what I was seeing like previously.
Mhm.
And I guess, like you said, you were probably looking at them things and thinking, okay, you know, should I just do Spanish full time? That's what was going through your head, right? Like you said before.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what happened. And I started it like I thought about what gentle whispering, what Maria does. She makes sometimes some videos in Russian, but it's like the Russian version of a video she made in English.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can do that. And I thought of doing that. But then every time that I made, a Spanish video, had so many more views.
We
That
got
was
Ninja
my
Cat.
cat, sorry. Yeah, my ninja cat. It got so many more views. I was like, okay, maybe I need to do it in Spanish
Mm-hmm.
then. Because I really, I would have preferred, like, if I think about it in a selfish way, um, to like carry on in English,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know, I prefer it. But now I'm really getting into the Spanish community,
Yeah.
and it's different. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just a different world.
Different feel.
Weird.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
I think the great thing about listening to ASMR, where it's a language that you don't know, you can kind of see it as well as like, it's like an audible whispers, right? You don't know what they're saying. So if you're a fan of an audible whispers, I think listening to a different language is really good. I actually listen
yeah.
to a lot of Russian channels because I find
Hmm.
Russian like really, really like relaxing to listen to.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's a really good thing as well. The next thing I stumbled across was, and we've already spoke about her so much. I think that just tells you how amazing she is. You done a Q&A video with Maya, and obviously you're both really good friends. I wanted to know like how did you guys like end up meeting in the first place?
Well, all started because Famcam actually asked me, "Can we add this girl to the group chat?" And it was the early beginnings, and I was like, "Yeah, of course." And and that's how we started, like knowing each other.
Mm-hmm.
But then we really, I don't know, there was some. I think it was because I can't remember actually why we were like, we're going to meet, but we did that. I don't know why. I can't remember why we decided. I need to ask her.
Yeah.
But we decided that we were going to meet in London. So we are like close from each side. Like I'm coming from north, she's coming from the south.
Yeah.
So we met in the middle and we went to Hyde Park and we had this amazing day. That it was so sunny and so warm in September.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an amazing day. I thought it was going to be awkward and weird and that, I don't know. I was like, what if I don't know, we don't get along?
Yeah.
Like, am I gonna
But it was like
have
a
the,
but it was like a
I don't
first date when you guys have like been like long
totally,
distance.
totally. And I was like, another time I had blue hair. So I was like, you can search for blue hair. It was like, it's that kind of thing like I'm wearing a rose or something, you know, like this kind of weird things
Yeah.
from films. It was like it was romantic. And yeah, and we really hit it off together. And I think that's when we actually started being friends when we met. Because then we carry on talking a lot and talking about meeting again and stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't meet each other until March from the next 2020.
Wow. Just before everything went down.
Literally the weekend before.
Oh, wow.
We were supposed to go to Atlas house to Ollie's like 2 weeks after we met. And we never been able to do it
Mm-hmm.
because the
Because of
pandemic.
COVID.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's easy to know why you've got along with Maya so well. I've spoke to her a little bit through ASMR and I've done a podcast with her. And she's so lovely and so kind and sweet. So yeah, shout out her. We'll try not to talk about Maya anymore. So if you're watching Maya, your head's probably exploded at this point because we just showered you with
And yes,
compliments. um, and
it's my bromance.
yeah. So then kind of after that video, I seen like the views kind of went down a little bit again. And I was kind of looking for like the next spike. And basically you done two girlfriend comforting you videos back to back. One had 83,000 views, one had 51,000 views. And again, your previous highest was the one we just talked about, the 35,000. And obviously it was your two biggest videos up until that point. Why did you think that them ones done so well and kind of like spiked like they did? Because I think, I can't remember, but there was you'd probably maybe done about 30, 40 videos at that point, somewhere around there. What did you think about, like, yeah, why do you think them ones in particular spiked the way they did? What was it about them? I know this is
I don't
hard
know,
because you,
mate.
you don't know.
I don't know, mate. It's YouTube. It's wild out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
They just caught fire.
If you want to be a YouTuber, really think about it. Like sit down and talk to yourself because it's wild. You think that you're getting to know your channel and understanding what works and what doesn't, and then you upload a video that you think is going to explode and be, or at least do well, and
Mm-hmm.
then it flops, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Why? So I think because it was 2008, no 2019, and obviously medical role plays were like going nuts with everywhere. So I think that's why, and obviously I suppose there weren't that many in Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really into the role play. Like I don't know, I always think that because in Spanish or other languages, ASMR started later. It's more like we're like catching up, you know, like I can see it going through the same waves as the English one.
Yeah.
And it was like I don't know, they were catching up with the
I know what you're
obviously the
saying.
medical role plays.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone was being like very lo-fi in Spanish by that time, I think. But I mean at least the ones I knew. And I don't know, doing obviously something like an actual role play with props and stuff, it was like different.
Mm-hmm.
And the girlfriend videos, I remember doing one at the beginning, like taking care of you while you're sick or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did in English and Spanish. And they did really well. And I suppose it's also because it was the girlfriend role plays were like a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was doing them and it was just getting flooded.
Yeah.
Girlfriend videos. Yeah.
Everyone wants Carol to be their girlfriend. Basically, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I'm way more annoying than what it looks in the video. Don't believe me. I'm very
no,
annoying.
I can't imagine. I did actually write down that had been, I think, 1.5 years. Them two videos, the girlfriend ones, since you started uploading. So
Okay.
maybe that's a type. Maybe that's a typo, but maybe it's not. You have been going for 3 years. So
Yeah.
I think that that really, um, it showed that you kept going for so long and so long because you didn't have these videos that spiked. Because um, I think if I compare myself to you back then, I'm still under a year. I think my best video's got like 15,000 views. So your best video before them two had 35,000, which is obviously more, but it was kind of like similar. As long as you enjoy it, just keep going, putting out that content that you like, the stuff that you're passionate about. And then, in your case, it took like a good year and a half to finally, get some traction. So, um, sometimes I think all creators beat themselves up about numbers and stuff like that and kind of devalue who they are and what their channel is, especially me. So it's, so,
You're an idiot.
so, so yeah, it's hard to word this because I don't want to downplay you at the same time. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, totally.
But I think just be patient, and I think that your time will come as long as you're passionate. And it
Yeah.
eventually did. And then you done funnily enough, an Argentinian whispers video. Argentine, one of them too.
I say Argentinian, but I heard people saying Argentine. I was like,
Argentine.
that sounds weird.
Yeah, and that one has 158,000 views, which obviously is a big step up at that point. And it was your first video to pass 6 figures. And I wrote, the Spanish speaking people just love some Carol ASMR in their life, and clearly they did. And then I guess at that point, seeing that it was kind of just for you, okay, I need to just make more of the same of these Argentinian Spanish videos and just keep going from there. That was probably how it went.
Yeah, by that time, I mean, early 2020, that's when I started seeing this like a proper business, like a proper job,
Yeah, can you remember
probably.
how many
Like,
subscribers you had around that time, just out of curiosity, or is that a hard thing to recall? Just out of interest, because that video,
15K, 12K.
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
because there was them 2 girlfriend company videos, which are like one after the other, and then I think there was 2 or 3 more videos, and then that one that was 158K. So it was probably happened in the space of like 2 weeks. So you think about 15, 20K, something like that, or 10K?
Yeah. No, wait. It was like between 10 and 15. I can't remember exactly, but it was yeah, about those numbers.
Yeah.
But the thing that I want to tell you is that before that, it was more like I didn't know what was my thing. And I think that you shouldn't beat yourself up, and no one should beat themselves up for taking the time to find what you really enjoy doing. That means in ASMR or any other thing in life, actually. Yeah. But I was just, I don't know if you've seen, I mean, if I show you all my private videos, you can see that I was trying everything that was out. And then with this social ASMR group chat, we were putting out like collaborations almost every week with different themes that we decided on. So this theme is this theme is that. And we have many ideas. And it was just a way of everyone trying to find out what they really enjoy doing. So in a year, I tried almost, I think, every type of ASMR there's out there. Like I did everything. I did slime, I did Orbeez, I did mouth sounds, I did everything. Even the kinetic sound, everything. I did everything. It was so messy. I'm never doing that again. It was like, so I think it's just, it took me that long to really find out who I was. More like, it sounds so deep, but more like what I wanted to do with my channel. So I was trying things and being like, no, um, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. That's not my
Mm-hmm.
thing. Um, and that's something that maybe people doesn't know before starting an ASMR channel, that inside ASMR there are all the stuff that you
Yeah.
need to decide on, like silly stuff like your background, or until you settle on something that feels like you and not like you're copying something else, because
Yeah.
you're going to start copying people, and that's fine, we all do it. But at the end you're going to be like, this is more like me,
It's not.
you
Yeah.
know and and that's what I did. I was just trying until then, and then in 2020, I decided, um, I don't know, I changed my focus somehow. I was like, I really got serious with it. Um, it was more like it was a side job, and then suddenly it was more like I want this to be my main job.
Mm-hmm.
And and yeah, I saw how the Argentinian one went, and my parents, my whole family is Argentinian. Um, so I lived there for a couple of years, so I can do the accent.
Mm-hmm.
So I started just with words, like if it was British words and American words, that versus
I get it.
kind of videos.
Yeah.
And
Like
then,
chips
but
versus
then,
fries.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Obviously chips.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah.
and then I started doing videos in Argentinian, because I saw myself exploding in Argentina, and for more than a year, not more than a year actually, but almost a year, Argentina was my main country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think your channel really started to shift at around that time, like we've been
Hmm.
talking about in terms of like overall views. And I'm guessing obviously you could feel that because you said that it went from feeling like a fun project, a passion project, to kind of a bit more serious, right? And then since that point, when I was looking, you've had multiple six-figure videos. You had a Spanish swear words, which is 249,000 views. You had this was the funniest one. You had an Argentina football club's video, which has 129,000 views.
Yeah, and I'm just saying the names of the clubs, but they really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad.
yeah. And then I think you called it tickly, or the translated it to tickly trigger words, because at this point it was like all Spanish titles.
Mm.
Tickly or tingly trigger words. That was like
Italy, yeah.
156,000. Obviously, there's so on and so on. I won't name them all. And then I finally got to
The
uh,
video.
recover from tickles. No, recover the tickles from ASMR is what it translated it to. But you
get
can
get your jingles back. It
there
will
we
be.
go. There we go. Which is Carol's biggest ever video, and it comes in at a whopping 1.3 million plus views. And I watched it, and I was like, this is the whole time like tingling. I was like, there's so many tingles.
Stop it.
Yeah.
This is weird. I
No,
don't even know you, girl. Stop.
no, no. It was so good. You were doing this one thing, and it was like it was kind of like breathing, blowing into the mic, but it was different to anything that I'd experienced before, and I can't replicate it because it was
Oh,
just
come on.
no. Well, I mean, I don't even have it to memory, but I don't even think I could do it there and then. But it was so tingly. I think any
Oh,
video that makes you go like this is like it's like 10 out of 10 chef's kiss. Um,
yay.
and I would ask you. I normally ask when I talk about the creator's biggest video. I ask them like, why do you think it done so well? But obviously, I watched it. I think it's kind of obvious. It's really close up, all these different styles of like close-up triggers that you were doing, and it's just really really tingly, as it says in the title. Did you expect big views before you uploaded that video? No. What type of how what did you like kind of forecast that video as? Did you think it was going to be like a 10 out of 10, or just like a mid like a 5 out of 10?
That stupid 10 videos dashboard in YouTube
Oh, yeah.
Studio.
So for those of you guys that
Kills
aren't
my life.
creators, when we say 10 out of 10, that's not a good thing. So basically, what happens is YouTube compares your newest video to your previous 10. So if it's a 1 out of 10, that means that it's the best video compared to the other 10. And if it's a 10 out of 10, it's the worst, just in case there's any confusion. And there's no worse a feeling than getting a 10 out of 10. I'll tell you that now.
I don't know. I was feeling like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna do well, but not that well, and
Not,
not that bad.
yeah.
I was like, but the thing is that my mom came to visit me. I hadn't seen her in 3 years. And she came in the moment that we opened a bit in the middle of the pandemic. So she came and she was outside in the garden talking to someone on the phone. And I was like, I'm going to record. And she was like, okay. And then she carried on talking on the phone. And I was like, this woman really doesn't understand what
No,
ASMR is.
she doesn't get
And I
it.
was, yeah. And I was like, okay,
She
my
wasn't
mom's
ready.
here. So I have no time to record videos because the guest room is the one where I record.
Yeah, same.
So I was like, I need to record something quick. And I think it was for the same day or the next day or something like that. I was like, oh, God. And I didn't know what I was going to record
That's
until I
crazy.
pressed play. So
That's
I know
crazy.
because this is something that all ASMR artists say, and it's like the videos that do extremely well are always videos that you didn't prepare at all.
You didn't expect it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what happened.
Yeah. That's the algorithm for you. It just does that sometimes. Um and yeah, like I said in the summary, you do so many styles and genres when it comes to ASMR, and I think you've kind of found more of a niche now. But even then, even like now, you still do lots of different things and you keep it fresh and you keep it exciting. But what are Carol's favorite videos to film? What are your favorite to film? That's the most important thing.
My favorite videos to film. Well, I really like my funny role plays
Mm-hmm.
because I'm quite crazy
Yeah.
and that's like my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So people is always like, oh my God, isn't it weird to talk to a camera by yourself? And I'm like, no, not at all.
It's fun. Yeah.
This is completely normal for me. Um, so I really enjoy them because I really go, I don't know, because I don't like having a script or anything. I like having an idea and maybe knowing how it's going to end and some snippet and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just let myself go. Um, I think that's when it comes my actress side. I
Yeah.
just improvise everything, and then when I'm watching the videos and I'm editing it, I'm actually laughing myself, and it looks so egocentric. But it's more like because I didn't process what I was saying and what I was doing the video. So I was like, "But why did I say this?" But yeah, the funny ones, I really enjoy them.
Yeah. No,
Funny role plays.
I relate to that. I think role plays in general, I think the my favorites to film because
Really,
I love role playing. I play a lot of I'm a nerd if you didn't know, so I play a lot of
D&D,
D and
yeah.
D, which is literally pretty much 90% role play.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it's just fun goofing off and being weird. So I definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna come a little bit away from ASMR now. I want to know who Carol is outside of ASMR. What is she doing? You know, hobbies, maybe other work things that you're doing, studies, and anything like that. Just what do you get up to when it's not behind the camera?
Well, I try to be okay. Like one of my main goals since 2020 is like mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really trying to make time for myself as if it was a job.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I just make time to be with my partner, my cats, and I'm really enjoying working from home. Really enjoying it. Like I don't want to go back to the office ever
No.
again.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It really helped my mental health in general to be at home, which I think that is the opposite for everybody else. So, but yeah, I love acting, and I think that the channel gave me like some kind of outlet, and at the same time, the courage to be like, well, you know what, you know that thing that I should have done 10 years ago. I think I may do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm now looking into maybe go and study dramatic arts
Yeah.
at uni. So yeah,
I
and
no, I love that because it's like it just shows you, you know, what type of person you are and how determined you are to just do what you want and just not let any factors like age or anything like that get in the way. I think that
mm,
speaks a lot about you, and I hope it goes really, really well because I can tell you're
thank
super
you,
passionate.
thank you so much.
No.
Also, huge Potterhead.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen.
I
Yeah.
love I love Harry
I
Potter.
hope you didn't watch my Newt's Commander video because I probably didn't do
I haven't. Why haven't I? I'm watching that tonight.
it.
Oh my god, I'm watching that tonight. Yeah.
To be fair, I had one of my celebrity moments for that video, and it didn't happen until a couple of like a good maybe 2 or 3 months after the fact. But I had a notification, and it was that video, and I was like, okay, this has been out a while. Like, what's happening here?
Mm.
And it was ASMR Planets had commented on it,
Oh,
and she just said some nice things, and I just fangirled the rest of
yeah.
the day. But I think,
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, I think for smaller creators, when people, I mean, it's not like they're just doing it for the attention, right? They genuinely
No.
like the video,
Yeah.
and it's I think something like that can just make a smaller creator's day. So
Yeah.
that meant a lot to me. So maybe you will enjoy it, but it didn't do
I think.
the best. So I don't know how she came
Yeah.
across it.
Oh
But
my
there we
god.
go.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, that's amazing.
No, so talk
I
to me
think,
about.
but we all have that moments. I think. I think mine was. I think actually mine was on Twitter. I
Hmm.
got into a conversation with like Sophie Michelle, GB, Scottish Murmurs, and
Oh
a
wow.
Creative Calm
Okay.
all at the same time
The big hitters.
because I think there was like an ongoing conversation going on, and I asked something, and that came, and then the reply, and then another question, and I was like screenshotting it, like they're replying to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all have those fun moments.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta play cool. And at the end of
Mm,
the day, like we said right at the start, you know, everyone's just human. Everyone's a
yeah,
human being at the end of the day.
yeah, totally.
Um, I think you're quite evidently a fully fledged Hufflepuff, right? That's right, right?
A Tuffle patch. How do you say that? Say that again.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Oh my goodness, that didn't sound at all like Hufflepuff.
Well, I can do it like a bit more posh, and it's a little
Yeah,
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Would you
Hufflepuff.
please Hufflepuff?
Leave my northern accent alone.
Loving it, but it was amazing. Um, well, I am a Slytherin.
Oh, you
Just so you
Slytherin.
know, yeah,
I feel like
I
you've
am a
definitely got some
Slytherin.
like Hufflepuff tones in there.
Do
I
I?
think
That's an
so.
insult.
Well, it
That's an
would.
insult to
I
my
guess you are a
character.
Slytherin then.
Yeah, totally. Now I'm like, I made this role play in the channel in Spanish and English, and I am like a lovely Slytherin, and I'm like, well, we are not awful, like like trying to break those prejudice
Stereotypes.
stereotypes that there's about
Hmm.
Slytherin people, like they're all bad people
Yeah.
and egocentric and stuff. I was like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just cunning.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Um,
Totally.
yeah. Are you like? I'm guessing you're a big Harry Potter book reader as well. Is it the books and the
Mm.
films for you? Both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally it's everything. But books obviously
Ma-
over
100
films.
100% better. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not a big book reader, so I haven't read any of the books. So we can
really?
only talk about the
Oh my
films.
god,
But
Sammy.
what is your favorite Harry Potter film? Maybe it's the same as the books, maybe it's different, but yeah, which of the Harry Potter films is your favorite?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban. I can get behind that.
Mm.
I think that's my second favorite. Because what you call him? Sirius is probably my favorite character. I think he's a really cool character, and obviously, spoilers, he dies. So that's
And you
quite
barely know anything
yeah. So
about him. You know nothing.
no, so that's quite sad. But I think I like the Goblet of Fire the best. Because I'm not super obsessed with Harry Potter. Like fantasy things in general, I love. So that's why I just like Harry Potter. But
Mm.
I'm not super obsessed with it. But I think that film kind of you could watch that film and just watch it as its own film, like rather than watching it as a Harry Potter film. I think you could
Oh,
just go into that film. It plays out like a stereotypical action fantasy film, and I think that's what I
yeah, I
like
didn't
about it.
think about it like that.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I really like my films in general, so I can appreciate that. But I think
Oh, me too.
I just love the
Hmm.
Triwizard Tournament and everything. Yeah,
It's really fun. I
yeah.
think that's so fun. And that was the first book I read.
I was the
My
first one.
mom my mom didn't know that it was a
Oh,
series, so she saw it and she was like, "Oh, fantasy magic book. My daughter loves them," so she just got it for me, and I
yeah.
started reading, and I thought this gardener was the main character, and then he dies. Like 2 pages later, I was like, "What am I reading?" I read like 2 more, which I was like 8, and then I carry on reading, sorry, for like 2 more chapters, and I was like, "Okay, there's something happening
What is
here.
going on? Yeah, it's not
There's
right.
something I'm not grasping." Um, and then with 8 years old, I knew I was eating up spoilers.
Yeah. Oh,
So I
yeah.
went to the beginning, and then I saw the 7 books, and I was like, "Mom,
What have you
you have
done?
to. It is an investment, man. I need the rest." So yeah.
Why did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Oh my
You
god.
had.
What did you put your name in the God of fire? Oh god. Fire. That's so funny. And it's amazing that in the book it says
It's
Dumbledore, Cambly.
yeah.
And you're like,
The
how is
di-
that Cambly?
yeah, the director said, "No, screw that." He's gonna he's
He's
gonna
gonna
say
go.
yeah. Um,
The most serene character in the whole of books, and then suddenly he breaks character. I don't know.
yeah, weird.
Mm.
Okay, if you're a big film fan in general, what are well, yeah, give me your like top 3 films of all time
Oof, I can't do that. It gives
on
me
the spot.
anxiety.
Come on.
Okay, I love Pulp Fiction. I
Good show.
love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I need to watch that.
And watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
No, I
Mind.
never. I know it's like a highly rated one, but I've never seen it. Yeah. I'm getting stared
Religious.
down.
Sacrilegious. And I don't know what the third one would be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it, okay, I did say something
Not a
like,
Spanish film, not like Pan's
no, no,
Labyrinth or
never.
something like that. No,
Oh no, never.
never.
No.
Do you like
Um.
Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
love
okay.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Hmm.
I really loved it. But my problem is that I always been a very English speaking film. I don't know. Then
Yeah.
I watched some French and Spanish ones, obviously, and they're really good.
Hmm.
But since I was little, I was like eating up English speaking
Yeah.
films.
No, I get
And
it.
I don't know which one to tell you for the third
You don't
one.
know.
I'm
You
gonna
don't.
say The Sound of Music,
The
probably.
Sound of Music. Wow, it's a
Yeah,
classic.
I
It is a
love
classic.
musicals.
Hmm.
I love musicals. I don't know, but I love time traveling films.
Oh,
Like
okay.
any film or TV show that has time traveling, I love it.
You're into that.
Yeah,
So you're a
it's my
Doctor
thing.
Who fan?
I've never watched Doctor
Oh,
Who.
you can't say you're a big
I've
time travel
never.
fan and never watched Doctor Who.
Oh my goodness, but Dark, for example. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are many. I can't think now of films. I'm getting nervous.
No, I think
But yeah, I haven't watched Doctor Who. Sorry.
I think there's some great foreign language films. I think for the most part, the English film world obviously does a really good job. But I think you can find some hidden gems. One of my favorite films is a film called City of God, and it's a Brazilian Portuguese film.
Hmm.
Have you seen
I
it?
know that film. Yeah,
It's a beautiful film. It's really sad,
yeah,
but
yeah. It
I
is.
just love how the story is portrayed and what it gets into, and it just shows you a different side of life, especially if you're from a working class uh, family or country or like a wealthy country. If you've never seen
Mm.
that film and you don't mind reading subtitles, definitely check out City of God because it's incredible, and it'll change your life. Um, and then
I really.
and then another one is a Korean film which you've probably heard of, Parasite, which won the Oscar in 2019, was it, or 2020?
2020.
It
I
was
think it was beginning of 2020. Yeah.
yeah, it was the first
Uh,
foreign language film to win the Best Picture at the Oscars.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
And I'm very used to reading subtitles because I always loved things in different languages and watch anime and stuff like that.
yeah,
So, but Parasite was really good. My best friend made me watch it, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
What?
And then I was like, "Oh, that was really
Oh,
good."
it's mind blowing.
Mm,
The
really good.
you think you understand the plot when you're watching it, and it's like, okay, the plot just goes like a 90-degree direction, and it's like, okay, we're doing this now. And I think cinematography wise, it was shot beautifully, the acting, everything. Again, City of God, Parasite, two amazing foreign language films. If you've never
Mm,
seen them, watch them.
right.
Watch them for sure. What else was I going to say? Oh, you mentioned anime there. Like, I'm a big anime fan, so we
Ooh.
can't skip that. What is your favorite animes? Let's talk that.
Well, I call them the classics.
The
I don't know if
classics.
they're really the classics, but I love Cowboy Bebop.
Classic.
I love Evangelion.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Captain Harlock. It's all from the 80s and 90s.
Uh-huh.
And from when I was little, I used to watch non-stop Sakura Cardcaptor and
Wow.
Sailor Moon.
I was gonna say Sailor Moon, like I think everyone.
Yeah. 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 I like literally my phone, like it's literally Luna, the
Oh,
cat.
nice.
So yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like watch any more modern day animes? Like,
My best friend got me into it again because I wasn't watching many, and then she made me watch Attack on Titan,
oh,
and I liked it. I haven't finished it yet though, and then I watched One Punch Man, and I liked it. It was really good. Um, I watch films like all of the Studio Ghibli. I watched it and I
hmm
really loved it.
oh, have you seen? I'm tying in the time travel stuff with anime right now, especially films. Have you seen the film Kimi no Nawa, which is Your Name?
No, I haven't. I've seen it. I think it's on Netflix, isn't it?
Oh my god! Just whatever you're gonna do after this, depending on how late you stay up, just watch that
Okay.
film. It's
Okay.
I, it's hard to say it's the best because I think Studio Ghibli films like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke are amazing,
Mm,
but it
mhm.
it really makes me think about which my favorite anime film is. And overall, I would put that film in my top 10 films of all time. It's a beautiful film. There's a little bit of time travel, a little bit of body swap romance. Um, I-
Oh, damn, that's very Ranma.
it's
Very
incredible.
old school.
I'll tell you now, you will cry your eyes out.
Oh my
It's
goodness,
super sad.
no.
Yeah. I think I cried nonstop for the last 45 minutes of that film. And I don't think a film's ever done that to me before.
Okay, I just need to ask you something because I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
I am the kind of person that needs to Google and go to Google and look for doesthedogdie.com.
Does the dog
Are
die?
there
No.
Yeah, do you know that website?
No, I don't.
There's a website called doesthedogdie.com,
No.
and it's for people that tells you, but then it also has other triggers like um I don't know, like pedophilia or something like that, like
Okay.
something that you wouldn't that will trigger you and you don't want to watch it.
Uh-huh.
For me, it's animals dying.
No.
So Princess Mononoke was crying so
Oh,
much.
that has a lot of animals in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah.
you need to tell me is there someone is there an animal dying?
No. You're safe. You're
Then
safe on that.
I'm
Just
safe on that.
just have a
Okay, I
box of
can cry for
tissues ready.
humans. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. I can cry for humans.
No.
Okay.
Definitely check it out. And watch it in sub. Watch it in sub.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't
Always.
don't
Always.
do that
Always.
sacrificial thing.
My partner sometimes watches Dragon Ball in English, and I want to
Oh
puke.
well, see, I can kind of get away with that because when I was a kid and I didn't know what
Yeah.
anime
It
was,
was subbed. Yeah.
yeah, it was dubbed,
Dubbed.
and it was the
Dubbed.
same with like
Sorry.
Pokemon and Digimon.
Yeah.
And it's funny because obviously at the time
Digimon.
I didn't know they were anime. I just thought they were just different cartoons. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Because obviously we have English
Yeah.
cartoons and American cartoons. I just thought it was another cartoon because it
Yeah.
wasn't in a
It,
different language.
I thought the same when I was little,
Yeah, and
actually.
it's
I didn't know that it was like, oh, this is anime?
yeah. And one other thing, because you said about Digimon, and actually, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I have in my head that like my head canon tells me that people from Spain that are into anime really like Digimon.
But they always prefer Pokemon.
Do they?
You say Pokemon, don't you? Um,
I say
yeah,
I
but
thought there was
I
a big
am. I
Digimon
mean,
and just Odin.
I like both, but
Mhm.
I prefer Digimon because it was more serious. Like they actually died. Like it
Yeah.
was like
Oh,
dark.
The Digimon anime is definitely better than the Pokemon anime. I think
Yeah.
the Poke. Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's what I'm playing on stream at the minute, Pokemon. I've always been a massive Pokemon fan when it comes to the video games, but I think the Digimon anime was definitely better. Like you say, it's a bit more
Mm.
serious.
Mm. Yeah, but the game obviously is Pokemon. I will say Pokemon as well.
Yeah. There's some good
Like
Digimon
my
games,
Game
but
Boy
yeah.
when I was little.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
It's
old.
taking me
My
back.
Game Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No. Okay. So the last part for this is I normally ask, do you have any general tips for people starting out or thinking about starting out their own channel? What would you say are the most important things for those people starting out? What tips would you give them?
I think I will refer to what I said back then. That they need to give yourself time to learn this new skill. This is a very overwhelming hobby or whatever it is for you. It is very overwhelming. You need to learn editing. You need to learn lighting. You need to learn acting. You need to learn so many things, and you're going to mess up so many times. But it's fine. It's fine because you need to think that everyone's been there, and I've been there, and you've been there, and everyone's been there. So it's fine. Just try and give yourself time to try everything if you don't know exactly what you want to do, and allow yourself to try new things as well, because you never know. I don't know. I now mainly in my Spanish channel do binaural triggers or whatever, like a whispering or triggers, or always binaural
Mm-hmm.
with the roads because that's what people like. And then I do my funny role plays in Spanish because they always do well in Spanish and Argentinian, and I go like all between those three things or two things. And but it took me a really long time. It took me 2 years and a half. I don't. Yeah, it took me a long time, 2 years to get there. So I don't think it's something you can rush. People that start growing really fast from the beginning, they're just lucky, or they started when ASMR started or
Mm-hmm.
started getting big around 2016.
Yeah.
So, um, like you said, in English now, it's really there's more competition.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have another language, I would recommend to go
Yeah.
for the other language
Yeah.
because there's going to be less competition,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be easier to people to find you. Because people maybe buy find a video of yours and then it just if they didn't click subscribe, they're never gonna find you again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I think that will be it.
I think that's good advice. No, I think as we've went on, I think we've touched on great tips and advice for people. So I think anyone watching this thinking about it will be very happy with with the podcast. And yeah, we're kind of going to move on now to the future. I always say that like that because it's like it's this ominous word. It's like the future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Yeah, shout out that film. That's a classic. Okay, so you've done this for a while, coming up to your
Mhm.
3-year anniversary. You already do a lot of styles, a lot of genres of ASMR. Is there things that you definitely want to do that you haven't done yet in terms of ASMR? Or are you happy just doing more of the same type of stuff?
I think I'm
You're
happy.
just happy?
I think I'm in that moment where I'm really enjoying that this is what I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
Although the channels go like the algorithm loves you and then it doesn't, and then it loves you and then it doesn't. It's quite difficult to stay up there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm slowly getting to know all my public ones, and it's basically finding something that you love to do that other people loves to watch at the same time, and that connection, that thing is so difficult to find. So
Mm.
right now I'm like, oh my god, I found it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I love doing like more role plays, and I would love to do maybe more fantasy role plays and stuff. And I'll probably carry on doing them for fun, basically, even if they don't do as well as other videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like cosplays
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like I always last year it was amazing what I did for Halloween. Like I'm very proud of myself because
I love it.
I look back and I'm like, I did all these videos and I'm proud of them. And I'm like, I can't believe it because we tend to be so hard on ourselves. You watch a video and then you're like, I never want to watch that video again that I've just did.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna stay there and never again. Um, but I don't know. I still now, like almost a year later, I look at them and I'm like, really love those videos. So I try to do something new, but of that style for like Halloween, for example.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think the wonderful thing about ASMR is you can take it so many different ways. You know, you can do similar types of content. Like every single video is just unique, whether it's unique to yourself or unique to the space as a whole, because by applying your own personality to a classic video, like a fishbowl video or something like that, you're making that.
Oh, Karuna Satari.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone has to
Because
say that name.
she invented it.
Yeah. But obviously, that's like a video that a lot of people do now. But the point I was trying to make was, it's like, you can still make, obviously shout her out because I think that's important, but you can obviously still make that video unique and your own by just applying your own personality to it. I think that's what the best thing about ASMR is.
Totally.
There's so much, there's a lot of repetition, but there's so much space for unique opportunities, I think.
And there's only one of you, so I think that people fall in love
Yeah.
with your personality.
Exactly. I know you've done a lot of collabs. I noticed lots and lots and lots of different collabs on your channel. Is there anyone in the ASMR space that you would still love to do a collab with? Do you have like obviously you probably don't, but like if you were to create like a short list now, I say, okay, Carol, I can write down these names and they will definitely do a collab with you. Do you have anyone that you would love to collab with that you haven't yet?
Gentle whispering.
Gentle whispering.
Obviously.
Yeah, we'll shout her out in this.
Oh my god.
We'll tag her.
I don't know. That I would really like to make a collab with. I don't know. I would love to do another collab with Sophie Michelle because I was on as like an extra for one of her videos. Probably GB.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made any collab with Shopbread, and I love her, and
Okay.
she's such a good woman. She's amazing. So probably Shopbread, like
That's nice.
not going for the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Just like I think Shopbread.
Just someone that you would like, you
Or
think you'd
Jody.
vibe well with.
I haven't done one with Jody. Sorry.
You've never done Jody?
No.
Oh, that would be.
I was going to, and then I couldn't.
That would be so good. I think you two have just got really bubbly personalities.
Yeah.
I think you'd be amazing.
We're meeting this weekend. So
oh, really? Oh, that's so. I'm jealous. I loved Jodie's episode. I think we just got on really well. I think that's just testament to who she is, because she's just so nice.
Yeah, she is. Totally.
Yeah, I'm down for a Carol X Jodie video. So put that on the timeline whenever you want.
Or a Carol X Sammy.
Oh, I don't know if I'm worthy for that.
No, not worthy. What was that from? That's a meme. Not worthy. Yeah, not worthy. You're an idiot.
The next question is there any future projects that are in the works that you can talk about without giving spoilers? Basically, anything that's coming up that you can kind of touch on. I know you have the TingleCon stuff, and I want to talk about that last. So if you can skip that for now.
Don't talk about it.
No, I'm saying we're going to talk about it, but just not exactly right now.
Well, TingleCon, and then I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like content, you mean? I have no idea right now.
Yeah. My webcam has no idea as well.
Are you? Yeah, you keep doing the face touching to me.
There we go. We're back. I'm back in 4K.
Good. I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you about that.
That's fine. No, sometimes a lot of people don't, because it's kind of like people are just more spur of the moment type of thing, or they just can't talk about it because the stuff hasn't got released yet. What about other types of content? Because I know you have your website, right? And that has a lot of extras on there, because you have a Patreon, right?
Oh, well, yeah,
But
but,
it's similar.
now I'm more like a,
It's just
channels members
right.
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, I knew it was like something extra, but I couldn't remember it was like Patreon
Mhm.
or. So you have that. Um, yeah. Is there anything like any other types of content? Do you stream every now and then?
I used to. I used to stream a lot, from 2019, like all of 2019 probably.
Hmm.
A little bit on 2020, but not much. But made me very stressed because I didn't have time for everything. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I try to be good at one thing instead of good at five things because then I cannot put the same kind of
Right.
mindset and everything, time and everything.
That makes sense.
So I was like, okay, when um I'm doing this full time, I'll stream a lot. But for now I had to like leave it there.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I really enjoy it.
Yeah. But it's something that you'd love to explore back in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Twitch affiliate.
Yeah.
So I wish I could
You want to
get
push
the
the
partner.
partner. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
totally.
think you definitely will. I mean, I think the audience is there. It's just like you say, it's just finding the time to do it. Would you?
Mm.
I know you do a lot of stuff on your Instagram stories where it's more personal, it's more in real life stuff. Would you ever do
Mhm.
more in real life content like vlogs and stuff like that? Would you ever explore that type of
I
content?
don't know. I have people asking me that, like, "Oh, why don't you make like a blog channel?" I'm like, "About what?
Hmm.
About
Yeah,
me
you've got
petting
to
my
be.
cats?"
Yeah.
I can make an ASMR video about that. Like, I don't know. I love traveling. That's one thing that I really love. I love traveling a
Hmm.
lot. But then I was like, well, I wouldn't do like a travel channel because it will be like ASMR. I'll make something that I love into work. Then I'll have to be like. So I
Yeah,
was like, no, not a
you're just gonna
travel
live. Yeah.
channel. No, no. Traveling is for enjoying and then I'll flood Instagram with pictures from holidays and stuff. But no. So I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't know what to do really
Hmm.
for the blogs.
Yeah, I think you've got to be a certain type of person as well to do that. I think you've just got to be
Mm.
really out. I don't. I think you maybe are. I think you are maybe as well. Now I'm thinking about it, but yeah, it's just I don't know.
Like extrovert. No, I could totally do it. Yeah, I could totally do that. I think that's why I used to have so much fun on Twitch. Because if I was playing video games and stuff, I was just being myself and I'm crazy.
Hmm.
So that was the fun part of it.
Yeah,
But I just wouldn't know what to do. Like what am I showing? I don't know.
yeah.
Really weird.
No, that's fair enough. And then the other thing is, I normally ask people like, what are the? It's quite a big question, but what are the ultimate goals of the channel for you? And then is like, obviously you're still working, right?
Hmm.
So would you love to be a full-time creator, just putting everything you've got into the channel and just making it bigger? If someone offered you that and you could do that for the rest of your life, like a full-time ASMR creator, would you be happy with that? I know that's quite a big thing to think about, but yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, I would love to do that, but it's not my ultimate
No. Your
thing
passion
in
is drama
life.
as well.
Yeah. So I would prefer if someone says, "Oh, a famous YouTuber that can do this their whole life," or an actress, and I'll
You
choose being an actress
right.
and being able, yeah. But I don't know. I think it's growing. Sometimes faster, sometimes slower. But I think that's the same for everyone. And most of that is just like so I'm trying to take like the whole weight of it's my full thing from
Mm-hmm.
me and just enjoy it and
Just
make good content.
yeah.
And
Because I think you're at that point when I look at your channel, and then when I look at where other people have transitioned from part time to full time, it looks to me like you are very close to that decision or that
oh, I should have
transition.
already.
Yeah.
It's well, first is because I'm about to buy a house, so I cannot leave my job because for the mortgage
Yeah.
things.
Oh, that's true.
I need to have you cannot be a self-employed. You need to be more than 2 years self-employed to be able to do that. I'm sorry for boring you with
No,
that.
no, no.
But and then it's more because my public is Spanish. That's the whole problem. Like I know someone. that had 15K and was making the same in English, an English channel,
Hmm.
and this person is making the same money that I am making now.
Oh wow.
And it's like, but yeah, it's because
Okay.
the CPM,
Yeah,
um,
I
how
figured, yeah.
so Argentina has one of the lowest CPM,
Yeah, because
and
it's like
then
it matters where then people are watching rather than where you are. Shit, yeah.
yeah, it's awful. I should be already full time, but I'm not because I'm the house. So hopefully next year
Yeah,
I'll be
no,
able.
fingers crossed. But like you say, I guess still having that actual, I call it an actual job, still having that actual job gives you, that safety blanket, that
Mm,
solidarity. And then obviously
yeah,
that helps you mentally because you're not stressing as much. So
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
you'll,
I'm working less hours. I'm not working
no,
for 40 hours a week. It's almost part time.
almost part time.
Almost. It is not, but almost.
And you're nearly getting there.
Um, yeah, there. So I have a bit more time. It's not like 40 hours a week,
Yeah.
but yeah, it helps me to have that there, and I can still, I don't know, be okay and live how I like to live without stressing and
Yeah.
everything that
I
you
think
said.
I think you'll know yourself when that perfect time
Mm,
is.
yeah.
And yeah, the final thing is I normally ask, well, sometimes, w- would you ever think about creating something that's bigger than yourself? And the answer to that is kind of yes, because you're already doing that, I think, with your TinkleCon thing. And it's funny.
Oh,
It's funny because you're
yeah.
gonna laugh at me.
Didn't think about it.
I only came across TinkleCon yesterday.
I can't believe it.
I didn't know who was behind it. I seen it on Twitter. I was like, "What is this?" Um, and I was like, "Wow, okay." So I followed, and then I don't know if I don't know if I seen something today from you or yeah, I did because you
I
shared
was
it.
retweeting it.
You
Yeah.
shared an Instagram story as well about TingleCon today.
Oh yeah.
So that's how I knew. Well, and then I thought, and then obviously you came on the podcast today, and I was like, okay, Carol is the one behind this.
Yeah.
So we are definitely on track to break the record for longest podcast. But if we can, I want to,
My God,
I
I'm
want to.
sorry.
No, it's good. I definitely want to talk about TingleCon because I love it. It's like a passion project, obviously that you've got. It's like me with my podcasts. It's something I really wanted to do, and it's something to just add extra to the ASMR space. So yeah, like how did that come about? What was the driving force behind that?
Well, it wasn't my idea
Oh no.
to start with, but I am probably like the owner, let's call it, because it's not, but let's call it
Hmm.
now, because Shadowy Whispers, he's an ASMR that does audio only. He was like, oh, Carol, this was LA 2019. And he was like, Carl, would you like to be part of a project that I want to do? It's about like an online convention, and it's going to run for 3 days on a weekend that we choose. And then we're going to get like live panels and people talking and discussing different things related to ASMR, like mental health
Yeah.
or social stuff. And then we have exclusive videos and workshops. So we teach another ASMR artist how to do something. Um, And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And I came along and I ended up, because he was working on the rest of the people, we didn't have a good team back then. And he couldn't do much because he was working a lot.
Hmm.
I ended up doing like everything by myself. And then I remember that's when I brought FamCam into it. I was like, dude, I need to do this alone by myself and I'm stressing a lot.
Help me.
So I brought him along and he was really good and he helped me a lot. And he's basically the one that does all the tech stuff in TinkerCon. And then we had like 3 tweeters. That's why Twitter has so little followers, is because
I seen that
um,
you got banned or
Twitter
something.
hate
Yeah,
yeah, Twitter hates us. And every time we open an account, it, I don't know, it bans it. And
that's
okay,
weird. Does it? And they
yeah,
don't even give a reason.
no, nothing. It was something silly. I can't remember. I don't know if it was like sexual or like violating something, and then I appealed to it, and then I never heard back from it. I was
Wow,
like,
that really sucks.
but what have we done? And then they unban it. But people will follow us, and then they will unfollow us, but it was Twitter doing it. It
Hmm.
was really weird. So that's what it is. It's like it's an ASMR online convention that runs for 3 days for a weekend, and we have big ASMR artists, we have medium ASMR artists, and small ASMR artists, and it's a really good outlet if you're small to get there and show yourself. And we do it on Twitch as if it was like a TV, like a program.
Hmm.
Um, and then we have Nathan ASMR that does now the interviews. He started last year and he's doing it so well. He's amazing. Um, and then we have, I don't know, many different type of ASMR artists. So it's really interesting. Um, Everyone comes. Like last year, we had Freebie coming into it, and Karuna, and I don't know. We were doing. We had Stephen Keaton in a panel for mental health the first year, and like I don't know, there's like a good mix. Like it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, you're big and that's small. It's
No, I
more
think
like everyone together.
yeah. I think in general the idea is amazing. And I think the way you're going about it, like you say, you're integrating small and big and medium.
Mm.
I think it's really good. And I'm kind of mad at myself from not discovering it early. I'm like,
Yeah, we
why
had a
didn't I know?
problem with PR, like because how 2020 and 2021 has been crazy for us. We didn't have that much time to promote it before. So it was like, now so many people is gonna come across us. It happens every year. Just about it starts or when it starts, and it's like, well, we have everything done now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll maybe be able to make more PR this year for the next edition.
Hmm. No, it sounds like a a really good a thing that you've created. And I love the idea. And I hope it does well. And I think it will do well because I think you've got some
Thank
good people
you.
behind it. So I'm excited for it. I'll definitely tune
It's
in.
fun.
Definitely
Yeah,
tune
yeah.
in.
It's really, really fun.
But yeah, I think that is where we're gonna end today's podcast episode.
That was
Carol's cheering because she gets to go now.
'cause and no, it's because I'm hungry and my tummy is grumbling, and I thought
I
that
can hear it.
you're probably yeah you're hearing it probably. So I was like, so that's why I'm drinking water, so maybe it
Trying
makes
to
less
keep it.
noise.
Yeah. No. uh,
Sorry.
no, I definitely want to take this time to thank you so much for coming on and talking and just taking the time out of your day and night just to talk to me. I know I'm not the biggest channel, but I really do appreciate it and everything that we've talked about, all your insight, all your knowledge, who you are. It's been amazing, and
Thank
you are
you. Thank
amazing.
you so much. Oh, thank you so much. And no, you. You are.
My webcam,
Oh my
it's doing
god.
it again.
It
Oh,
just hates you.
it does. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
No, but yeah, thank you so much, and thank you guys as well. If you're still watching at this point, I really appreciate you, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, if you did like this type of thing, I film these and upload them every single week with a different creator. So if you're interested, make sure you like the video, comment down below what you thought. If you have any feedback for me as a host on how to get better, if you have any questions for Carol as well, please fire them down below. I can't guarantee that she'll answer them, but just do that anyway. And
Good.
yeah, um, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because like I say, these come out every single week, and I do upload new ASMR videos every week as well, so you'll catch them. And yeah, click that bell icon and select all to get a notification when these go live and when the ASMR videos go live. So basically, you don't miss out. And I'm a bad host, and I've actually forgot to promote Carol first before I did that.
Oh,
So
it's fine. I feel well like being like the hostess. Like,
so
please click here.
yeah, if you are watching today and you weren't familiar with Carol before, please check out the pinned comment in the comment section and the video description. It'll have the links to both her Spanish and English speaking channels, and all her social media pages will be in there. And if I remember, and if I'm good, I'll also put a link to the TingleCon Twitter and stuff, so you can check that out as well.
Thank
But
you.
with that being said, this has been the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 13. Carol has been amazing, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.